So lately there's been a whole lot of hubbub about this recent YouTube development. They're changing the rules a little bit, saying that you must have at least 10,000 lifetime channel views before you can monetize your videos. Now the idea of this is to weed out the unwanted content uploaders and to keep the people who really care about YouTube and have a somewhat regular uploading schedule and partake in the community, to retain those people and weed out the undesirables. Now, just to give you a bit of backstory, for those of you who don't know, this pretty much all started with PewDiePie and the Wall Street Journal. Now, a while back, PewDiePie made a couple, in bad taste, I'll admit, jokes that made him look like an anti-Semite, and that began a war between him and the Wall Street Journal. Now, the Wall Street Journal is a dying media newspaper giant, and it's sinking, it's shrinking, and it's not a giant anymore. No newspaper is a giant anymore. They're scared, and that's obvious, and their whole thing is to get more clicks on their website. And when you have people like PewDiePie as the articles, as the clickbait, people are going to click on it, and now they're making money. From there, it kind of spiraled into this whole idea that YouTube is just chocked full of stuff that advertisers shouldn't be advertising in front of, loaded with racism and inappropriate stuff, and that stuff is on YouTube, I'm not going to lie. But it's not filled with it, and it's not the majority of YouTube. The Wall Street Journal then basically went to a lot of YouTube's advertisers and said, hey, look at this, we got screenshots and we found that your ads have played before this kind of inappropriate video. What are you going to do about it? And they did this, and they did this, and they did this, and YouTube has lost a ton of its advertisers, $750 million to an estimated $1 billion in revenue is currently being lost by YouTube. That means there's also less ads to go around in general. Now, a butt pile of channels have also been losing their monetization on a whole whack of their videos. They're going from a green dollar sign to that yellow ineligible for monetization symbol, and it's driving them crazy because a lot of people are losing half to 3/4 to all of their catalog of YouTube videos because they've been deemed uneligible for monetization. A lot of people who do current events and the LGBT community and people who cover things that might be a bit more controversial, they're losing a lot of their monetization. It's basically an advertising shitstorm for YouTube and for all of its content creators. Now, YouTube is panicking. Of course they are. When you lose that much money and you're a business, YouTube doesn't exist because they like us and they want to see us make lovely videos. They exist to make money, and they make money off of us as their employees who load up our videos on their site, and they know that certain people are going to pop to the surface and make them a lot of money, and they know that most of us are not going to make any money and we're just going to disappear, and it doesn't matter to them in the end because they're just making money all around. But when you lose your advertisers, no one's making money and no one's happy. In a bid to get back their advertisers, because most of their advertisers will come back if they can show that their ads won't be placed in front of videos that could be construed as racist or inappropriate or overly sexual. In a bid to get their advertisers back, they have this new system where channels who do not have a lifetime 10,000 channel views count won't be able to monetize their videos. And that's really discouraging for a lot of smaller YouTubers who really care about YouTube, take part in the community, and have had a channel for a year, and they are still not at 10,000 lifetime channel views. You can thank the algorithms for that. Now, part of that also is the fact that there's so many people uploading and thinking they're going to cash in on that big YouTube cow, and that's just not the case. Most people don't make anything substantial. People like me, if I'm lucky, I'll get about $100 to $180 a month. Maximum. And that's only because I have a couple evergreen videos that get okay views. But it's true, this is going to be really discouraging for some people, and I've came up with a workaround. To get to your 10,000 lifetime channel views, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money, but it's going to be worth it. If 10,000 channel views is your goal to start with, then you're going to want to spend this small amount of money, make this small investment. That way you can have what you actually want, which is the ability to monetize your videos. I've heard through the grapevine that YouTube also favors videos with monetization because then they can make money off that video. Just saying. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure your thumbnail game is A1. No more crappy thumbnails, no more skimping on the thumbnails. You got to make sure they're bright, clear, and compelling. I'm not saying make clickbait, the good kind of clickbait, not the bad kind of clickbait, but the good clickbait, but they don't even have to be that, as long as they're bright and compelling. And then you have to make sure that you begin to learn the practice of how to get people into your video between 5 to 30 seconds. Get them hooked into your video in that amount of time. And then learn to put hooks a little bit further at the point where they would be kind of falling off. Put another hook in there, something that pulls them back into the video. Now this is beneficial, right? You haven't even heard my plan, but already I'm encouraging you to make better thumbnails and make better content in general. This is going to be a win-win situation. So what you're going to want to do after you've uploaded your video is you're going to want to go to your video manager, click the drop-down menu, click promote. From there, you can choose to pay something even as little as $5 or $10 per video. And then you fill in all the information, and your video, this is where that catchy thumbnail and how to grab people and lure them in within the first 5 to 30 seconds, that's where these things become really important, because that thumbnail you worked so hard on to make it catchy and compelling becomes the advertisement on YouTube that people see right at the top and they can click on it. So the catchier and more compelling the thumbnail, the more chance you have of somebody actually clicking on your video. And then as far as having your videos being catchy right from the beginning, you have a longer chance, a bigger chance of people watching your video for a longer amount of time if you can hook them in. Now you don't have to actually spend $5 or $10 per video. Once you get the desired channel views, you then stop the advertisement on that video. Some months when I used to advertise, I would only spend like $35. Other months I would end up spending like $90. The point is, you have to put money in if you want to get what you want from it. You have to spend money to make money. And I know a lot of people are going to be really discouraged if they don't get to that 10,000 view mark fairly quick. It's going to be really discouraging. I know a lot of YouTube purists are like, no, it'll weed out all the people who don't really have a passion for what they're doing. And I think that that's poppycock, because there's nothing wrong with having some kind of monetary incentive for you doing something that you love nonetheless, even though you're hoping to get some kind of monetary gain from it. I think that's totally poppycock, and there's nothing wrong with you wanting to make money off of your videos. Even off the very first one, if you're putting a lot of work into your video and then you load it onto YouTube, YouTube maybe even will benefit. Maybe that video will get 100,000 views, and YouTube is going to benefit from other people being on their site for the duration of the 100,000 views that your video gets, but you're going to receive no monetary compensation for it. It's not retroactive. You will receive nothing for it. And that sucks. I have no problem with people receiving monetary compensation for their videos right off the bat. I do think that yes, this is going to help weed out some of the undesirables, but I want to help you get to 10,000 as fast as you can, and this is my workaround. I've seen results with this method, advertising your videos. Your video actually does better when you advertise it, and you get the channel views. So that's my workaround for this whole 10,000 lifetime channel views before monetization. I hope it works for you. I hope you try it. Remember, you need to spend a little bit of money for this to work. This is not a magical solution. This is not some kind of crooked way to do it. You're spending money through YouTube's pre-made avenue to spend money to promote your videos, but promoting your videos will promote your channel. Anyhow, that's all for now. I've talked long enough. Hopefully this will help you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't be afraid to subscribe. We're usually a vlogging channel, but occasionally we do sit-down stuff, and very, very rarely I do stuff like this on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.